Hey everybody, this is Tell the Truth Sports Radio. I'm your host, Ron Fitch. And I'm going to break down that great World Series. There's a lot of commentary on it, and it put a buzz in baseball. And everybody talking about the Dodgers, best team money could buy, but them winning and Otani pitching and hitting it's going to make it even better next year because people are going to want to see the Dodgers and they're going to see them be beat. And can the bigger boys like the Yankees and Mets come and do something to them? But this game was great. And when Bo Bichette homered and it was up 3-0, that's up. Toronto's got them because they're going to tack on runs. Toronto, every game they won this series, they blew the Dodgers out. They jumped on them and they stayed on them. But they couldn't get any more runs. And Teoscar Hernandez hits a sac fly. Edmonds hits another sac fly. Now they're 3-2 in the sixth. Then the Jays get that run. They had base runners all game long. So they get the key run, Jimenez, double. Okay, they got him. 8, you know what? 6 more outs. And the Dodgers are striking out like there's nobody's business. But Max Muncy homers. Wait a minute. The Dodgers are not dead. They're striking out, and the Blue Jays were making great plays. Guerrero, the center fielder, they were making some great plays in the field. So in the ninth, it's 4-3. I said, man, it's going to be 2 outs. And Otani, could he be the last out or could he be the hero? It's going to be interesting. But before that happens, Miguel Rojas is down a home run hitter who Dave Roberts did a great job, inserted him in the lineup because Pages was just punchless. He couldn't get it out. But he did make a great play in the field. I'll get to that later. Mel Rojas hits a home run, and everybody's surprised. The announcers, the Dodger fans, the ESPN announcers, you could see they're looking at Heather. Didn't I forget her name? But they were Eduardo Perez and her and the announcer. They all you could see the video. They all looked like what? And then the announcer was like, he hit a home run. Oh my gosh! The Jays, that is a dagger. But I said, it ties the game up. Toronto got at bats. Toronto's going to come back here, and they're going to get a run in the ninth. And they had runners. They had the bases loaded, 1 out. Okay, they'll do something. They're very good at this. But this will be their first game. They won close. But Varsho hits into a fielder's choice. Great play by Rojas. Clement flies out, and Pages makes a great catch. Now we're going to extra innings. And both teams are battling and try to get a run. And Will Smith, the Robert Hory of baseball, who has clutch hits after clutch hits, home run. He homered in 2020 to jumpstart the Dodgers World Series run against the Braves in the National League Championship Series that turned that series around. They came back and won 3 straight. Then they won the World Series. He homered in game 2 when they were down 1-0, and that set the tone for the entire series. He homered in game 6. They gave them the lead. And when they're down 3-2 going to Toronto, and he homered again to finish them off. So that gave the Dodgers the lead. I said, Dodgers better get some more runs. They didn't. I said, oh boy. Now you got to keep Guerrero in the park. He hits a double. That's a win for the Dodgers. He gets bunted over. They have a run in first and third, and Alexander Kirk grounds into a double play. Mookie Betts makes the final out to Freeman, and they win the series. And the Dodgers did not hit. That was the Dodgers' B game as far as offensively. As far as relief, it was their B game, but it was their A game when it came to starting pitchers who came in. Yamamoto was outstanding, earned the MVP. Will Smith could have got a piece of that. Everybody contributed. Freeman hit a big home run. Betts played great in the field. Kershaw, that out he got in that 18 inning game with the bases loaded, and he gets a ground out under the extremely. He got the key 2 outs with 1 out. His bases loaded with Toronto. Could have just finished them off in Dodger Stadium, and he got the key out, and they ended up winning 18. Pages, who couldn't get a hit, makes a great fielding catch. Rojas. These are not the high priced guys. These aren't no, and of course, Otani was fantastic. Was okay pitching, but he had to hit. I don't know if it took whatever out. He said 18 game took a lot out of him the next day. But they win and they go back to back. They've never went back to back. They're gaining on the Cardinals. Cardinals have 11 championships, and the Dodgers are just an amazing, amazing, amazing championship team. And the Dodgers have 3 championships in 4 years, 2020 and last year and this year. And they're good every year. And they're always from 2017 on. And I was happy for Kershaw. And Kershaw, he struggled early in his career in the postseason, but go look at Kershaw's performances toward the end of his career. A whole lot better. He really finished off his Hall of Fame career the way he wanted. And I'm just so freaking impressed that the Dodgers took care of business. And man, they're going to party and they're going to party. This 9th championship the Dodgers won. I mean, if they win 2 more, it's possible they'll be tied with the Cardinals. It would have caught up the Cardinals because the Yankees have 27. They would have the second. They have the 3rd most right now of all time, and that's just amazing. And this run has been great, especially in this era. And it's more than just money. They have the number 1 minor league pitching, number 1 minor league hitting in Major League Baseball coming up. So the young guys are going to keep coming. If they need a star play, they can make a trade. They might mess around and get Schoolball and have an Atlanta Braves type from the 90s type rotation just to make sure the Mets don't get him because they know the Mets are going to spin. And the Dodgers are like, okay, we're going to get guys. You can get guys. We're going to get guys. We're going to keep winning. Because Freeman looked at Jeter and he said, man, we want to be like you guys. That means they want a 3-peat. It's very, very impressive. As for the Blue Jays, they blew the series. They had runners on base all game long and could not get any more runs when it was 3-0. When they won those 2 games in Dodger Stadium, when they scored early, they kept scoring. So it just discouraged the Dodgers. When you give the champ life, a multiple champ life, they're going to get you. It's like the Chiefs. It's like the old Lakers, like the old Yankees. They're not, when they're not always their best, they're their best when it matters the most. And people say, oh, well, I was listening to Jeter. Toronto, they can come back next year. Maybe, maybe not. It's going to be hard to come back. If you got blown out in the World Series, the Dodgers swept Toronto. The 3 games in Dodger Stadium, they win in 5. Okay, Toronto's all right. But when you taste it and when you're 2 outs away from a World Series, when you have games 6 and 7, and you're building, and all you have to do is win 1, and you're building and ready to party, and you don't win, and then you're 2 outs away, you give up that homer, and then you don't get a run with bases loaded and 1 out the following inning, and then you get more runners on base, runners at second, no out, and the bottom 11 still won't score, and then you're talking about coming right back. We're going to come right back next year, get back in the playoffs. Everything works out. We're going to go right back to the World Series, and then we'll take care of business. Or you got to start all over again. Especially baseball. It's just especially devastating World Series losses. It takes a lot out of you. I mean, if you're resilient, certain teams could just come back and they're resilient. But Like even the Yankees in 2001 when they lost to the Diamondbacks, they were 3 outs away, and then it took them 8 years to get back and win. And A-Rod went off. Now, and the Blue Jays, are they going to spend money like the Yankees? Yankees are going for it. The Yankees want revenge on the Blue Jays. That's the problem. Now you're going to run to teams that want to take you out. They're going to do whatever they can. Boston will try. Oh, and then the Mariners want to get some revenge because the Mariners are really good and young with Cal Raleigh and those dudes. So it's going to be hard to repeat. I mean, not hard to get back. Not going to be hard to repeat for the Dodgers. Dodgers are going to go for it. Whether they do or not, this is an awesome accomplishment. But they're going to go for a three-peat next year. They're not going to be satisfied, And now I'm curious to see what the Yankees are going to do. I really am because they're sitting there like the Dodgers are who we used to be. Let's get that back. Let's be the 27-time World Series champion Yankees. But congrats to the Dodgers, man.